You guys go to your house in the winter time?
I'm just not.
We go, so that's in Violet County, right? Okay, so you're more towards St. Germain or? Okay. Well, we go to Iron. Mercer, North, and we were just up there. And they closed, or they didn't close the trail, but it was getting pretty good. That time. Yes.
Goes up there to us and they go to St.
Yeah.
And they were up there, they were saying it was 50 degrees, but apparently it's okay there.
Yeah, okay, I was like, that makes sense.
She doesn't age, they're actually going,
She looks the exact same.
her son and daughter has the same thing, so our kids. Now,
Oh my God, I love her.
one of us here.
Like we,
So, oh.
Like, if there was a cartoon to put somebody in. It just reminds it again. Not till
They're doing a lot. You should do it. So our shop is based, we drive big trucks. So we have to go all the way to Bethlehem. You know, the interstate.
Now that's closed off. You can't go.
We were.
You can't go that way.
That's
Yeah, or is this part?
Yeah, back forward is just.
Yeah, because I saw it was 6:30.
You go all the way down like Washington. Instead of turning to a left, like you go
Straight down.
Yeah.
Well, luckily we're not there.
No, right where. So.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and then they said, "Uncle, go ahead." So I went clear in.
Yeah.
I mean, I.
Where, you gotta get back to that.
For example, the trade, I'm gonna give you one out.
Well, you have to go all the way to Bethlehem.
Yep, right in front.
Territorial.
Yeah, that one's not
That's
that.
where she went down territorial.
And then turn at Cody's.
Here, where do you want to sit?
Just past Cody, you turn left. And then you go to the key and turn left again, and then
You
you
go right down to those
They changed it.
So turn right, that would be like.
Which is right where the road.
And then left, immediately following it. And then it comes to T, and you turn left again, and that road, can either take you straight to there, or take you to the side,
Yeah.
take you to.
Who's from the marina technically?
There's detour signs where you go.
Once you get there, once you get to that T.
That is the worst.
And they try to reach, I mean, happened.
I think it actually takes you. I've already been to 8th Street. Takes you all the way through town.
Yeah, it takes you, like, it takes you through a neighborhood, and all that, and it takes you out like on 67, right before the wall, or the one, right before the McDonald's. Like that neighborhood.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Ferris.
Here.
Fernand. Maher. Here. Younger.
Yes.
Forrestall.
Public comment matters already on the agenda, just, for tonight, or for, sorry. Public comment for matters already on the agenda, for tonight and moving forward. You can have your 3 minutes up there, but we are not gonna respond until you sit back down. We'll write the questions down. We just don't wanna get into a debate here, so if anybody's got any public comment, have at it. Nothing? All right, moving on. Approval of the consent agenda?
No.
Second. Roll call.
Ferris.
Yep.
Maher. Yes. Forrestall.
Yeah.
Fernand.
Yep.
Youngers.
Yes.
Comments or updates from the city clerk or city attorney?
I did call Kisa today and we discussed the email exchange between our office and Ted Old for the Winding Hills development. And one of the, oh, sorry.
It's on.
I did have a phone call with Kisa and we talked about the Winding Hills development, that there's been an email exchange between our office and Ted Old, the attorney for Rod.
Rod Reed, yep.
And in any event, the suggestion from his attorney will impact your debt limit. The way that they would structure the TIF arrangement and the TIF agreement, it would impact your debt limit. And so the reason I called Kisa is because of the debt limit that we impacted with the St. Joan of Arc school. But she said, she confirmed for me that it was only a year, so that maybe you've still got your 5% now. But you just need to be mindful of that when we finally get to terms with Mr. Old, then it will be a situation that you guys have to recognize. If we compromise and do it his way, it will impact your 5% debt.
I guess I would need,
Right.
when we get closer, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
Okay. No mayor's comments. Pending business. Council vote to approve or deny plan and zoning recommendation for Anderson 400. Tim, you wanna,
This is our last one yet?
what?
The last.
Yeah, they couldn't approve it last month. They just had to review it.
Looks like it's already on, huh?
Is the green light on?
Yeah, the green light's on. Well, you see red here.
Oh,
down
okay,
there.
yeah.
You're gonna. Yeah, we're just talking about when they wanted to dissolve their family trust so that the kids can do what they want to do with their own property.
Yep.
And it seems like it's under the agreement with them, they're not changing zoning, everything's the same. So our recommendation was to let them split it up and see how it falls out for them. Yep.
I just get confused by that because it's all one big green.
Yeah, it is. Right now, the entire 400 acres is zoned for that green office with the Iowa, the business district.
So you're gonna let them each come in, each separate family come in and see if they can change the zoning of each plot.
No, that's not what they're asking for right now. They're just wanting to know that if, I think there's one, I'll just use I think Joseph, who the brother is. There's one brother, five sisters, whatever. So if he gets in a jam and he needs to sell his property, he could probably sell it easier as a piece than as the $14 million plot that, I don't know if you guys ever looked up what that 400 acres cost, but at one point it was like $14 million. And it might be too much for them to sell it if they need to get some of their inheritance out of it. So I think that's why they decided to better split it up so they got their own say. That's what they told us. I mean, the green office with the state of Iowa expires at the end of the year. After that, we still have our ordinance, we still have its own green office. But it would be easier for them to request rezoning without having to go through the state of Iowa or all that procedure with that, the thing there, 6-inch book, but you whatever, for that whole ordinance for that and the requirements. So I haven't heard anything, no one's heard anything about them trying to renew that, but no one's coming to planning and zoning, or I haven't heard any scuttle about anybody wanting to build anything at all. To just separate the property, I think 3 of the sisters are keeping the property together, like a chunk of it. I don't know. So it just comes down to splitting up their family trust.
You wanna just stay up there?
Okay.
Cause you're,
Okay.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second it. Roll call.
Kernan.
Yep.
Forcell,
Yes.
Ferris.
Yep.
Youngers,
Yes.
Maher.
Yes.
Council to discuss previous wastewater treatment plant solar field bids from May 25. Is it, we have,
When I was on vacation or whatever, we had a email through Gregory Shopdog or whatever. I talked to him today, find out what's going on, because we know that we own the property, and when we got rock cut, that brought it closer to where we could annex all that without having to force, others. There's still a little strip of land that comes around the corner that would overlap us at the end of Dollar General property, that north part of Dollar General, that acreage there. If we can get the city or the state, well, and she's been working with them, but the state of Iowa to let us have a quick claim deed. They got to find out all what happened when they moved that road. That would get us to the point where we could do that. However, he's not concerned, because county has different rules for solar fields. They don't want them. They don't want big solar farms. His one concern was that, one, it was only there to supply power for the lagoons, which that's all it's made for. 2, we weren't trying to create a larger solar field so we could sell electricity. And like, no, that's not it. We just wanted to cover the cost of that machine, and that machine pays itself back for the lagoons, and that's all it's for. So basically, it's a consumer scale solar energy generation. So as far as the county goes with that, if we do move forward with it, they're not going to ask for any different zoning or different regulations from us. It's like a point of sale. So just to cover that mess, because I was gone for a while. Anyway,
do we have the bids from before?
I assume these bids expired, right?
yeah.
So I'll make a motion that we drop the expired bids and move on to number 2 to 3. Yeah, I'll second that.
What, you're making a
Wait,
motion
wait.
for number 3 already?
Here.
No, just to drop 2.
Well, that is 3 though.
Yeah, 3 is to approve or deny.
Number 2 is the discussion.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
We don't need action on this.
I guess we don't, number 4 is where we would really need to have the numbers to see if it makes sense moving forward. So,
I have some information, when we get to that, I have some information to share.
so I guess we can skip over, we'll just discuss these bids when we get to number 4, so we can go on to number 3. And then Kevin made a motion for number 3 to deny the bids. Correct?
Correct.
Do we have a second?
Yes, expired bids.
Keith, okay, roll call.
Maher,
Yes.
Kernan, Ferris.
Yep.
Forcell,
Yes.
Youngers.
Yes.
Okay, now vote to approve or deny reopening the wastewater treatment plant solar field bid process. Go
So
ahead. Floor is
I
yours.
spent some time the last couple of days going over some stuff with, I called Mid-American Energy, talked to the lady who's in charge of these kind of projects there. Well, she's in charge of, she's in that department. Danielle is her name. I talked to Ken at Eagle Point Solar just to get some questions answered. I wanted to run the numbers. I wanted to look at it, because we don't have the money sitting anywhere. We're just gonna purchase this solar,
Solar field.
arrays
Farm, yeah.
ourselves. So we would have to look at borrowing the money. I wanted to find like, what would the rate be? What does the amortization schedule look like if we do that? How long would it take to pay it off? What do we want our monthly bill to be? What has the monthly bill been for that, for powering the lagoons? So I ran a couple amortization schedules here. I'll give you guys a copy of what I ran. So, I think I have enough to give Candy one too, if she wants one. The first page here, I just I think that the bids were around this amount for what was felt to be necessary. There was a few things on the RFPs that maybe weren't necessary, that were really hiking the cost up. So the fence around it, requiring it to be seeded and watered and taken care of until it was growing back. There was a couple other things that, let's see. The access road and a flagger, maybe not be necessary. The geotechnical or geological technical surveyor, what they were gonna do to make sure with the railroad that, I think, how much would it cost for us to bore under it? Is there a culvert there? Who owns the culvert? Could we put it through the culvert? That kind of stuff. That still needs to remain in there, that geotechnical stuff. But once you take all that kind of not necessary stuff out of it, if we still deem that that's not necessary, the bids ran about $250, I think. That was a year ago, so they might be higher than that now. So this first one on this first page is for that $250,000. It shows you the electrical savings. I estimated the electrical bills. I put them at low at like $867 a month. They run anywhere from that to like $1,200, $1,600 a month. They vary quite a
Sometimes
bit.
they're higher than that.
Depending what time of year.
Yeah, and the first year there, that savings is lower because I wanted to leave a gap there for if we have to pay the electrical bill and the loan. So that's why the savings aren't as high, because we probably would have to pay both things for a while till they were built and up and running. And then there's that direct pay incentive that we get back. That's taken off of there. And the interest I've calculated at 5%. That's.
In the ballpark,
Yeah,
probably,
well,
but maybe a little low.
Blackhawk said it's like more like 5.2 something, but they do commercial loans like this, and they're balloons. So in 5 years, then you're looking at what's that interest gonna be. So there's some other options out there. I didn't have enough time to call everyone, but there's a few other options out there as far as looking for loans. One of them is through the DNR, and that one I did call there to find out. There was another one that was around like 3%.
Are
So
you thinking like the SRF loan?
I
Because
don't,
I think that was 3%. I
Yeah, I
don't,
think there.
this is
yeah.
for, well, yeah, I suppose maybe it would qualify, I don't know.
so there are some options out there, I think, for us to, I didn't get with Angie yet. I know she has a DNR contact, but I don't think it's the same person. The person's name was Teresa there, so I can maybe give her a call tomorrow and look into that. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of if you're looking at this, the interest we pay, the principal we pay each year. At this first page is only estimating the electrical savings to go up 4% each year. The electrical cost to go up 4%. So, but the next graph on the next page, like the color graph, that one is calculated with the energy cost increasing 8%. And the industry experts estimate that the energy costs are gonna go up anywhere from 8 to 12%. Nobody has that crystal ball, we don't know. That's the tough part, you just don't know what it's gonna do. But if you look on the back of that first page, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you the loan would be for 20 years is what I calculated it out as at. the energy cost over those 20 years would be that, the total that we would pay over those 20 years would be over $300,000. Calculating only an increase of 4%. The loan that we would take at 5% if we had 5% loan. The interest and principal that we would pay on that loan would be $277,697. That's at 4%, but if you look at the 8% one on the back of that page, it's quite a substantial difference. Because the interest and the principal doesn't change. But the amount that you're paying in energy over those 20 years, if you had to pay that energy bill, because you'll have to pay it to keep it running, would be $461,058, as opposed to the interest and principal payment total of $277,697.
That's with the $70-some thousand rebate, right? Because because you got the principal in there at 176. The principal would be 250 for the loan.
Oh, yeah, that I didn't calculate in there.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
you got to figure out more interest, and we're trying to add more interest in the principal with that extra money. We don't get
Well, if we
the stimulus. Or
Well, it would be,
The taxes.
We wouldn't be
If we-
doing it, we wouldn't do it if we're not
you
gonna.
can't do it without that. I mean, we obviously-
Yeah, because we looked at it last year, and then when we did the math on the loan and everything, it was gonna be like a 20 to 25 year payback with the amount of interest we were gonna be paying on it. So it didn't make much sense
I think we were still
to
at
drag it out
7%.
25-year loan for 25-year solar panels. And now with this Winding Hills TIF money affecting our debt limit, maybe we don't want to do that in case something else comes up, because I know we have other issues with the water system that we need to address before.
So the $74,000 is calculated in here. It's something, we're paying that off the very first year.
Mhm.
So that is part of the calculation. That doesn't go in the principal or the interest. We're not paying.
I think 8% would be generous with all these data centers around and they're draining our water and they're killing our electricity grid. It's gonna be, I think it'll be well worth an 8%.
So I had to put this together very quickly between the time I was here earlier this afternoon and when I got back here. So just to give you an idea of how it starts paying itself back, paying the city back, how quickly. And the difference between 4% energy increase and 8% energy increase, and if it's 12%, this green shows up even, we're in the green even earlier.
You're right. Well, 8%, and the 12% increase, Kevin. When I talked to Greg from county today, there was a proposal for somebody to put a gas-powered electrical plant out by Fullerton and Maysville area. And it's in limbo right now, he said, but it's all up to the legal part now, And he doesn't know the outcome of that, but, those problem with those plants are, you put them in, it's the initial start was what you hear is, the particles in the air and not healthy for anybody. I mean, solar's pretty clean, but they know, county even knows that it's going up. There's call centers going in, there's databases coming in, and there's nothing we can do to slow that down.
Do we have 3 companies that can give us a bid?
The last time we only got 2 companies give us back a bid. I don't know if Tri-City is still Tri-City.
I thought Acme.
Acme did, but when
Then
they
when we
gave us
had to
their
put it
bid,
out for RFP, they didn't.
yeah, they didn't respond to the RFP part because they were the ones that put in the schools.
Yeah.
Yep. And, they were all gung ho with that because that was 100% taxpayer paid or whatever government paid. So, they had the green light for the whole thing, so.
Travis, did you have JD look into this at all?
To send it, put it back out.
Just for what his thought is in general on it?
He thinks they're all right. He didn't have anything bad to say about them. He's actually owns a farm that's, they leased the ground to a solar company. So, and I talked to him we can change anything we want in that bid packet. That's no big deal.
Well,
But
yeah,
he seemed to think some of that stuff had to be in there, so we could sit down with him if you guys wanted to.
We wouldn't have to have it completely re-engineered.
Well, we're just,
No,
we're just
can't-
voting on the reopening of the bid now.
I know, but,
And I'm fine with looking at numbers.
right,
But with this, TIF money affecting our debt limit, does the SRF loan or DNR loan affect our debt limit? Or is that just through bonding?
that's dead, no matter
Yeah,
what.
depending on what you get.
Depending on how long the TIF is.
But we have
5 or
a
so.
well that is non-functioning right now. So do we wanna max out our debt and do a huge project when we have other issues with the water, treatment? We might not even have this water system before we even see any return on it, the way this water is right now.
When you were talking about Rod earlier, we don't have to do it the way that it affects it. You're actually saying maybe we should, any of you would recommend we should not?
Well, that was just the suggested method that we received from his attorney. We haven't finalized what we thought, and except we did explain to him that it would be a council decision because it goes against the debt limit.
I don't think our last TIF mentions the debt limit, I believe.
But it's the way that Mr. Oates is proposing it that it's going.
Well, I guess we would just have to get all them in the room and figure out what advantages and disadvantages for everybody works. So that could happen, though, you're right.
Well, and I know there's bills being in place or talk of bills. Having those data centers, everybody's worried about, prepaying for their energy costs and everything too, so.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like a really bad time to kind of,
I'm concerned about our well too. We do have to get some progress going with that. If that hurts our loan capacity for doing that, that's kind of a rough part too.
cause I'd rather see $300,000 come out of the loan to have drinkable water than to save money
Which we have now.
to save money after 24
We
years.
just need our back of the well.
well, I guess here is what I think, just so we get moving with this. I talked to JD, he said we could sit down. I'm like, well, there's some things that they don't really like in that bid packet. He's like, you can sit down and change anything you want. And we'll either explain why it has to be in there or why it doesn't. And we can change it. And he said it would be like $400 to $600 by the time they did the work to change those few things, change the dates, blah, 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 and send it back out.
from there.
For them to
Okay.
do it
Yeah.
for
And
us.
like you
And
said,
it's
Lori,
supposed to be-
Yeah.
then like you said, Lori, these numbers you're going off of are from a year ago.
Right,
So.
We won't know till we actually get,
I ran it at 300,000 too, but I didn't wanna
could be.
confuse everybody on two different
I do know
numbers.
that when we got those numbers, there was a lot of tariff scare going on. We did that right when all that was just getting started. Nobody knew how much those solar panels were gonna be and whatnot,
So
so
it
I
could
don't
be
know.
less, it could be more.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with China quite a bit, what I do, and it hasn't really affected us, but
I
I
don't
think
see any
everybody
harm in-
kind of got that figured out
And
for now.
going, moving forward now, and then we can keep doing some research. I did get the names from Kent of a couple other nonprofits that have done what we're looking to do, and they've gotten the direct payment back, from the government, like Roots would want to do. So I have their names and phone numbers to call them and kind of find out how the process went for them and how it's working out.
I'm all fine with getting bids again. as long as-
Yeah, I'm fine with seeing numbers too, that we're only gonna know if we see the new numbers.
Jim, what was the
Getting bids for free,
date on
so.
that? That payback?
And we
July.
have to start the project by July 4th,
By July 4th, yeah.
and then it has to
And that's
be
just
completed.
shovel in the ground.
We've
You know,
got
like
many years after that.
legitimately, not, the material can't be laying there and then sitting there for another 6 months.
We
They
have
got,
enough time with public hearings and all that to get it all done.
Okay, what did she say? She said if we started by July 1st,
And we
right,
gotta
you get 2
start
years to complete the
July.
project, but we start
No, I
after
mean-
July.
well, yeah, but
Tenth.
this,
Yeah,
this little
but
thing,
the
probably
railroad
take
is
3 weeks
American.
for the.
Yeah, I don't think
Places
it
don't
would take
have to
very
deal
long.
with the railroad.
Okay.
That's
But I
what's
thought we
screwing
had
everything
2
up.
years
We
to
have to
get
get it done
that,
before then.
to get that rebate. or
We'd have to get, I'll get a little few more specifics on what is
The
considered
thing is, when
starting.
we talked about going through the railroad, they use MCON. MCON uses the railroad, they work with them all the time, so kind of confident that process probably would be a little accelerated as long as we don't upset the railroad from now until then. if we
Well,
keep going
hopefully,
that direction.
and the two companies
Yeah.
that bid on this
The
before
timeline can
had to go through the railroad, so maybe that process will be a little easier,
Maybe
so it's all there.
And we're only talking, what did Ken say last time, like a 3-inch pipe at the biggest. I mean, you know, a culvert's a lot bigger than a 3-inch pipe to be encased in soil. So, wouldn't be a hollow.
All right, let's,
So if we can get a meeting set up with JD real quick and,
JD's
Yeah.
good, he's good, so.
I'll motion to approve to get new bids.
second,
Roll call.
Youngers,
Yes.
Forrestall,
Yes.
Birds, Renee.
Yeah.
Maher.
yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim, and thanks Lori for getting all that, that was good
We're
work.
planning on zoning this month, we just chit chat a little bit and it's just free discussion what we work on, so
So we'll
nothing to report.
skip over that.
Yeah, all right.
Yep, thanks.
Well,
New business, council to discuss Princeton Community Connections, I believe that's you again, Lori.
Yeah, so Brian Carter had put a post on Facebook on the Princeton Comments page and wanted, letting people know that he had some people reach out to him about wanting to get out of their houses and quit looking at their four walls. And they were interested in maybe starting back up a little group of individuals to meet down at the community center a couple times a month and just maybe, have coffee, chat, play cards maybe. So they are wanting to see if the city would be willing to allow them to do that, continue to do that. Like, they're looking at tentatively the second and fourth Wednesday mornings of every month. And I volunteered to be sure that I went down there like the night before and got a couple of big round tables out and set them up and some chairs so they wouldn't have to do that and then come back that night and take them down. So I just wanted to see what you guys all thought about that and if it would be willing to do it for no charge to them.
I don't see why not, that's exactly what community said before, as far as I'm concerned.
Sounds like
Definition.
Yeah. Come where the plunger is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
you're good?
Yep.
You're up again. Council to discuss City of Princeton social media platform.
Yes, so our current situation with our social media, Facebook in particular, there are a number of admins on there and currently 3. And we need to pare that down a little bit and make sure that the only people that are admins on that site, at least it's my opinion, that it should be someone who is in the city clerk's office. And if we want to venture outside of that, possibly a city council member. I would not like that role, thank you. But I talked with the League of Cities and Grace there, she did all the training for that I did online. So I reached out to her to see what her thought was on it, and she 100% agreed that it should be limited, as limited as you possibly can make it, 1 to 2 people. And they should definitely be city employees, because anything that's on there is open to public record. And
Technically, we're all city employees.
So,
um,
in order to get that done, do we have to? Resolution,
No.
ordinance, anything,
Nope, you
just,
just have to remove the one person.
no, but moving forward, if we wanna make it a rule.
Well, currently it's me, Kisa are on there. I started the Facebook page back in the day because I just, nobody knew a lot about it, so I did it for the businesses and all that, so. Got it going, and then as people would come in, we would add people as editors. And what editor means is a councilman wanted to be on there to post about his buildings meeting or something like that, that's what it was for. And then somehow another person got admin turned on, so I don't know how it happened, whatever, but, we can we can write a policy, whatever you wanna do, but that's just how it's been. We always had council people on there, but when they leave, they're usually taken off.
Yeah, I would say Keith and Nicole and any council person that wants to be on there, or maybe just designate one that wanted to be on there. But Keith and Nicole's really all I need. I don't want to be on it.
Me neither.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we need to make a policy. Make a policy?
Yes,
Yeah,
make it a policy.
Okay.
So that'll be our next meeting's agenda.
Good enough. Good enough, you good?
Yep.
Okay. Resolutions. Resolution 2026-03, a resolution authorizing the city clerk to make the appropriate interfund transfers of sums for fiscal year 25-26 for the city of Princeton, Iowa.
I make a motion to authorize the city clerk to make the transfers.
Second. Roll call.
Forrestal,
Yes.
Ferris.
Yep.
Youngers,
Yes.
Kernan.
Mhm.
Maher.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-04, a resolution approving employment status change agreement.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-04.
Roll call.
Ferris. Forrestal,
Yes.
Kernan. Youngers,
Yes.
Maher.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-05, a resolution approving a maternity leave policy.
I make a motion to approve resolution 20, geez, glasses, I can't see very good. 2026-05, approving the maternity leave.
Roll call.
Youngers,
Yes.
Maher,
Yes.
Kernan.
Yep.
Forrestal,
Yes.
Ferris.
Okay, report of appointed committees. I know Freddie, I'll let him go first. He had something for this. And then you guys jump in after that. You got anything?
Make it fast. Just a couple of things.
Turn it around.
Yeah, I don't think that's on anymore.
I'll make it fast. All right, we had Scott County inspectors this week again, in our trailer park. We're able to tag 2 more, mobile homes uninhabitable. Right now, we're at a total of 18 mobile homes that are uninhabitable. We had a fire in one of them. Luckily, it was one of the ones that, was vacant. No one was injured. It still could have been worse. I mean, there was families living on both sides of that particular one that caught fire. So right now we have 18. We've been working a lot with Scott County inspectors, so that's great. That's it with the trailer park. The other thing I just want to say thanks to the Scott County regional authorities. They gave us a grant for $30,000 for 6 Tupelo computers, Panasonic for our squads and for the fire department. So that was pretty nice of them to do that for us. So I just want to say thanks for that. They're all mounted and all ready to go. We needed them because they were just the updates, the ones we had were already, so that worked out well. Yes, sir.
Was the trailer that caught fire, was that one you had tagged already?
That was one that was tagged already. That's correct. That was uninhabitable one.
Yeah.
So.
Freddie, how many homes are habitable in the trailer?
There's 22 as of today. There were 22 homes that people are living in there right now. 18, so that's just shy of half, a little bit over. So,
Thank you.
We start working on getting rid of those things.
Yeah, for sure.
I can turn this off.
Yep. So that's community. Anybody else got anything?
What's going on with the playground equipment?
I believe that's slated for April.
And we have a grant submitted for the
She
installation.
submitted a grant for the installation, so if we happen to get that, then that playground equipment will just cost the tree money. The fundraiser we had the first year and Fall Fest. That's about it. So.
How about the old hotel?
I did. I got a message from Terry, actually, the neighbor, which that's been the hold up all along. They've been trying to work something out. It sounds like they got their deal finalized and, they're gonna, the date is set for April 4th to demo. I just got that today.
Applegate sold.
And he wanted to get that done in case something happens during demo, hits the house, whatever, that it'll be his house now, and whatever, so.
What was the date for?
April 4th.
Thank you.
Just a heads up from me, I'll be here, May, and then I'll be virtual through the summer, obviously, for my work travel, so.
Anything else?
I opened up the community center the other night, but the weather didn't get as bad as they said it might, so I don't think we had anybody in there that I could see. So I locked it up at 9 o'clock.
All right, that's it, we're moving on. Comments from the audience?
You gonna get up?
Yeah, I think I can get up. Oh, okay.
Don't forget to turn it on, please.
I was talking today to somebody, and it occurred to me that with regard to the community center, when we originally got that from Bowles, we bought it. We started to put it together to make it what it is now. However, and Mike Canan was kind of ramrodding it. Penny Miller was involved. I don't know if Myrna was or not. I know I was. And the original goal was to have the community center downstairs and to put City Hall upstairs. We couldn't do it because of the handicapped accessible rule. We wanted to put an elevator in. The only way with technology at that time was to drill through the limestone in the parking lot for a pit and then put an elevator in. Times have changed. Since then, there was another meeting regarding possibly getting City Hall up on the second floor. And the elevators now, they have the mechanicals on the roof of the elevator as opposed to in a pit. And we talked about it, and I cannot remember what the resolution was, but obviously it didn't get done. And the community center has always been kind of the lost child of the city. And the one thing that Princeton has that no other city has, if you go up and down the river, is access to the Mississippi River. People drive, they look at it, people want to touch the river. And having the community center on the bottom floor and putting City Hall on the second floor, the City Hall would have a lot more room. It's a huge space up there. And as far as an elevator is concerned, getting grants for elevators is not a popular subject. But I think that the community, if we were to use the building the way we originally thought of using it, would step up and we could raise some money and put City Hall up there. That way we have more traffic on River Drive, because if you drive down there now, the town is abandoned. There's nobody down there. The restaurants they're not being fully occupied. And I know that Kevin said that he and Keith are not in favor of getting rid of the community center. This is the way to put it together the way it was originally envisioned. And I think it would make excellent use of the property. All the city meetings could be downstairs. What we have not done is really advertise the facility at all much, other than on the sign out. And other communities, if you see their community centers, you see ads, something in the North Scott Press, maybe something in the Reader, something like that. They do more advertising. We haven't done that. So we haven't really gotten a fair shot for the community center. So when you say that it's not used for so-and-so, well, a lot of people don't know it's there. And the people that do know it's there, plus the fact you have the history. And and I know Kevin and Keith were aware that if somebody died, there was a sheet on the counter put your name, and there was a huge, enormous, the biggest flower bouquet you can imagine at the funeral from the people of the town. And that kind of, and if you needed a screwdriver or a screw or some eggs, or if you needed your meat cut, that's the kind of history that that building has, which is why people like it and want to keep it, because their families were there. Their parents maybe got one of those bouquets that went to the funeral house. So I'm thinking that maybe taking another look at the building and using it the way we originally envisioned it, there would be cost. I can't imagine that it would be as much as doing the church.
We gotta wrap it up.
And you could get, I'm
Well,
sure
your
the
3
town.
minutes is up. I'm giving you a little extra. I'm just
Will you
telling
just
you,
let
you
me
gotta wrap
finish
it
my
up.
sentence?
No, I don't have to, otherwise everybody would be up there. So I'm telling you right now, 20 seconds, wrap it up.
Fine. I think the opportunity, if you wanted to have some fundraisers and things to get some of this stuff done, I think people would show up. So it's something to think about.
Any more comments from the audience? Okay. Closing direction from city attorney.
No, I sort of covered it at the start.
All right, and move on. Yeah, motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Roll call.
Ferris.
Yep.
Forrestall.
Yes.
Maher. Yes. Younger.
Yes.
Renee.
Meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the second one I've done in a month.